Next, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Dick Gleason, the Mayor of Auburn. Yes, sir.
Let's see if I can make it work. All right, we'll try, Tony. Well, first I want to say, Representative Bickford and Bollier and I want to thank the County Committee for choosing Auburn and for a second year in a row for having the meeting here at the Lincoln Dinner, and we always like that. We think Auburn's a great place. I have the honor of introducing our speaker tonight. I want you to picture this. The year is 2000. It was just 10 years ago. And surprise, Maine's business community is finding itself more desperate than ever. Something had to be done. There had to be some way to communicate with employees about the business mess that the state legislature has put us in and find candidates that are more business friendly. 1 year later, in 2001, Maine business leaders formed the Alliance for Maine's Future to improve the economic opportunities for all Maine people. The concept was in place, and 4 years ago, a new person had to make that happen and make it be found. So, if I had been on the search committee, this is the list that I would have looked for. Number one, someone who understands the cause and strongly believes that change can happen. Number two, someone with marketing experience who knows how to communicate. And number three, most importantly, someone who doesn't give up. In other words, with all due respect to our speaker, a total pain in the neck. So enter Tony Payne. Before joining the Alliance, he served as vice president with two of the state's largest insurance companies. He was also president of Maine Media, an advertising, market research, and public relations company. And Tony has been involved in civic affairs for more than 30 years and currently serves as town councilor in Falmouth. We also have a city councilor here that thanks you all for choosing Auburn as well, Councilor Young. So we have other councilors here. In addition, he served as executive director of the Maine Republican Party when it last recaptured control of the Maine legislature in 1978. He also served as a delegate to the 1988 Republican National Convention. In 1992, he ran in the Republican primary for Maine's 1st Congressional District. He's a graduate of Cheverus High School, and we won't hold that against you. There was a basketball game recently. And Hobart College, where he earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in political science. He's a native of Portland and resident of Falmouth, where he and his wife are raising 3 boys. Okay, some of you know Tony, and some of you agree that, yes, he occasionally goes over the top on some of his communications. And he can make you squirm, but I say good for him. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really believe that Maine must make changes, then you are about to meet one of the most important players we have. Please welcome the Executive Director of the Alliance for Maine's Future, Tony Payne.
Still with the microphone back. Thank you, Dick. You know, if anybody needs a publicist, Dick is the man. He is beyond the pale. I'm going to see if I can do a quick switch out here. I hope. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's not going to, oh, don't do this to me. Well, here we go. All right. Come back. I'm going to be back in a minute. First and foremost, I am so delighted to be here for 2 reasons. One is, it's great to see so many faces that were here and active and are still active when I was 23 years old and the executive director of the Maine Republican Party. Barry Putnam, Georgia Chomas, Rosemarie, just tons of them. And they have not aged today. But what's also really, really important is to see so many new faces. And so many faces of various ages. That, to me, is the great opportunity that this party has. And I'm coming to you today not with a party hat on. As Dick has described me, I am an advocate for the Maine economy. I am an advocate for prosperity. Because if we do what needs to be done, we can be prosperous. But it's going to take something that has not occurred, as Dick noted, since I was 23. You need to have a working majority of the legislature doing the hard work of changing Maine's direction. And what I hope, as soon as this thing starts up, is that I'll be able to show you just how far we've gone and how far we have to come back. And that if we do it, and we do it well from the middle, we will have great success. We will have a great opportunity for our kids to stay in Maine, to have a good job, to earn a living, to raise a family, and to make something better than what we have had already in the great state of Maine. And one of the things that I can tell you I just love about being in Maine is that it is a small town. I mean, you cannot turn around but what you bump into yourself, or a neighbor, or somebody's cousin. And that means that you can't really turn around and speak ill of anybody either, which is a good thing, a good thing. And one of the things that, again, while this thing is booting up and I'm ad-libbing, one of the things that Lincoln said was that a house divided against itself cannot stand. One of my admonitions to this party is that when this primary is over, that we have the fantastic lineup of talent and people who are gathering around every candidate for governor, and where we have primaries for the legislature, we have lots of enthusiasm. But if you do not unite and get behind and put every ounce of energy you have and every available dollar from your checkbook into that effort, it will all have been for naught, because it is a strong field. Maine is not a Republican state. Maine has been a Democratic state, and it's going to take an extraordinary effort for you to change that. So, with that admonition, come on, baby. There we are, finally. Okay, here we are. And if this does what it's supposed to do, are we there? Nope. All right, well, I don't have a remote that works, so I'll do it from here. Get to the punchline first. The punchline is Change for Maine, and that happens to be also our website. For those of you who have not been receiving our newsletters, I'm going to ask that you sign up. I have a clipboard with me tonight, and I'll circulate it in just a moment. But I hope that you'll join over 7,000 people who are getting our newsletter every single week. Because what we're doing is we're highlighting areas where you can make a difference. Most of us, even the most active Republicans, go to the ballot box. We campaign hard for our candidates. We check the box, we step back and say, God, I hope it works. And if your person doesn't get in, then you get ready for the next battle. But you don't know, except for what the legislators tell you, how they've behaved, what they have done on behalf of the economy, you, your family, and your children in the future of Maine. You don't know because you have lives to live. You are not of government. You don't do that work. But when good, hard-working legislators, and you are blessed with them here in the room, I get Bruce Bickford's newsletter just about every week, Bruce, right? Yeah. It keeps you up to speed. And what we do is we send out newsletters that have issues, and we have the names of every legislator attached to those issues. And we have email links to those legislators so that you can talk to them. And talking to your friends doesn't do you any good. It's talking to the people that don't get it, the people that don't agree with you necessarily. And what you have to talk to them about, excuse me, what you have to talk to them about are some of the principles that the Republican Party stands on. And here's a quote from Lincoln: "America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves." We have our fate. And what you're going to see tonight are decisions that have been made over the last 30 years, that have taken us from an enviable position to one that is